Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to tell you guys about coccidiosis, why you need to avoid it, how you can prevent it, how you can treat it in case it gets hold of your farm. So stay tuned as we walk through this video and talk about this topic. Okay, welcome back. My name is Soles Emmanuel, and I officially welcome you to the family of Soles Farming Estate. Here in the estate, we rear a lot of birds, we do a lot of stuffs, we rear livestock, dairy, goats, and so much more. So if you're interested in farming, this is where you want to be. Click the notification bell, click the subscribe button as we go along with us and we walk through farming in the city of Kano State, Nigeria. So today we are going to be talking about coccidiosis. Now, what do you need to know about coccidiosis? First of all, you need to know what it is before you can be able to prevent it or treat it. Now, coccidiosis is caused by parasites, by Coccidia parasites, which have the ability to multiply rapidly in birds, in your flock. They have the ability to multiply rapidly. So coccidiosis is a parasite called Coccidia, mainly caused by Emera, that multiplies in your flock, most especially through droppings. So one of the things you need to understand about coccidiosis is that coccidiosis occur very frequently, more rapidly during the wet season or warmer season, where there's moisture. During the rainy season, the atmosphere is always moist. There tend to be a lot of humidity, and because of the humidity, it makes during the rainy season, the environment is cold. So while you are keeping your birds warm, and because of the humidity, it tends to multiply in that area. And during the warmer seasons, they also tend to be alive because they can only endure warm seasons. So they are alive, and from there they begin to multiply when they are being ingested by your birds or by your flock. Now, one thing you need to know is that in the early stage of coccidiosis, what you need to understand, coccidiosis happens very funny, when you come to your farm or your pen house, you notice one bird dies, and you don't really see any reason why this bird should die, and you just accept like it's a mortality. But it is not a mortality. One thing you need to understand is that coccidiosis affects your birds and eats them up quietly. It is when it becomes more rapidly, that's when you now see that all your flock are beginning to react because of the infection. But in the early stage, you don't see the reaction. You just come maybe in 2 days or in 1 week, you just see one bird dies for no reason. Come the next day, you see another one dies for no reason. That is coccidiosis. You need to look out for coccidiosis when you see something like that happens. Now, in coccidiosis, you notice that the birds, their poop, in the early stage, their poop is always is normal with a whitish color on it, but you notice a little amount of a brownish poop in it, little amount of brownish watery kind of poop. So when you notice that, that's in the early stage. Now when it comes to when it begins to grow, multiply, you now notice that their poop entirely becomes brownish and watery. So when you notice that, that is an advanced stage. But in the early stage, you notice they drop out normal droppings, but yet they still have a little bit of a brownish watery color in the poop. And so when you see that, you need to look out for coccidiosis. Like I said earlier, when you come and you notice that your birds, you just notice that one dies, take a careful look around the pen take a careful look around the pen, you would definitely come across a brownish poop that that is pointing towards the end of coccidiosis. You will definitely come across a brownish poop, and when you come across that brownish poop, what you need to do is to begin to treat your entire flock as soon as possible, because it is possible the Amera parasites have already spread all through your flocks, but your bears are able, because of their immune system, they are able to withhold it for some time. But when you notice, as time goes on, it begins to spread and their immune system can no longer fight it. That is when you now see that coccidiosis has taken your flock. So you need to always be at guard, be on guard, be at alert for the parasite of coccidiosis. Okay. One of the things you also notice in the advanced stage of coccidiosis is that your bears tend to be weak. They tend to be sleeping for no reason. Other bears will be active, but the infected ones will be sleeping for no reason. So when you see something like that, and you notice also they have a ruffled feathers. Someone say ruffled feathers, like their feathers are just scattered, not arranged and shiny as other bears as it is supposed to be. It's just scattered, and you can tell from that point that this bird is sick. So from that point, you need to treat the entire flock, because coccidiosis has invaded your pen house. Coccidiosis has invaded your pen house. Now, treating coccidiosis. In treating coccidiosis, in every shop, almost in every shop you go to where they sell poultry feed and poultry drugs, stuff like that, you will definitely find coccidiosis drug. So you need to get one as soon as possible. Whenever coccidiosis hits your farm, I will advise. Now, there are three main ingredients for coccidiosis drugs, and in these ingredients, these are the most effective ingredients. Once you apply these ingredients, it captures your bird. But also, you need to consider that these ingredients are not always in one drug. They are not always mixed in one drug, just like other companies. They mix different ingredients, all are the same for the same purpose, fighting coccidiosis. But there are some drugs that just come single or come two of them. But it is an advantage to have three of them administered to your birds. Now, the first one is Amprolium. Amprolium, I'm sure this is something that everybody knows. Any poultry farmer knows Amprolium. Amprolium is a very strong, effective anti-coccidiosis drug. It fights against coccidiosis very effectively. Now, the reason why you might apply Amprolium and it will not work for your bears is because there are different Hemera species. There are different species of coccidiosis that attack your bears. Now, when these species attack your bears, you notice that the bears are acting, each of the species are fighting the bears in different ways. Now, when you apply Amprolium also attacks different species of Hemera. But when you apply all three of them, it attacks almost every, if not all, of the Hemera species of coccidiosis. Now, when you have this, the best thing you need to do is put it, if you can get the three ingredients to apply it, it will be best for you. So you need to get Amprolium and sulfur drugs. There's sulfamidine and other just sulfur drugs. Almost all sulfur drugs are fighting the same coccidiosis. So when you get sulfur drugs, get any of the sulfur drugs, get Amprolium, and also you can get Toltrazuril. Now, Toltrazuril is also effective. It's not always common in especially in Kano State. You hardly see it except you go to big companies, big vet companies that sell drugs for poultry. That's only where you can see it. You cannot see it commonly anywhere. But Amprolium and sulfamidine or sulfur drugs, any sulfur drugs, you always find it in any almost any shop that sells poultry feeds or poultry drugs. So you need to get Amprolium, get sulfur drugs, and get Toltrazuril. These three components, when mixed together, they fight coccidiosis very strong and very effective. So when you have these three, apply them and you will see changes as soon as possible. Now, also, while treating your bears, one thing you need to look out for is make sure that the pen is always cleaned up, because while they are being treated, and there are also droppings. There are some parasites that also come out of their droppings, and when it comes out of their droppings and is active in their droppings, and other bears peck on it again, it continues to multiply. So you begin to see as if the infantry the treatment is not effective. But when you have this measure put in place, that the pen is being cleaned up always, you now notice that the treatment begins to become more and more effective. The treatment begins to become more effective. Now, one thing also you need to do is that, if it's possible, isolate the birds that are already infected, that are very obvious these birds are sick. If it's possible, you isolate them. And you also notice the treatment will also be faster. The treatment will also be faster. So that is it for this video. There are so much more about coccidiosis, but these are the basics that you need to know starting a farm, or when you come across this sickness in your farm. If you know this, it's very easy to treat coccidiosis before you begin to look out for other means, or looking out for to call in a vet or something. But when you have these drugs, it is very important that you start administering them to your flock and begin to see changes from there. So these are the basics. There are more more to coccidiosis than this, but this, when you know this is the basic, and this will help you. So if you will like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell to follow us on more of our videos. This is Soulless Farming Estate. We are walking through farming in the city of Kano State, Nigeria. I hope you have been blessed by this video. Please click the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Thanks for watching.